How do you thread on a CNC machine? If you want good threads on your lathe, or if you want accurate RPM feedback for constant surface speed, your best way is to add an encoder on your machine. You could get an encoder from Automation Direct, that's what we often do. I just happen to have one here on my test bench from US Digital, so it's a very high quality American made encoder, but this would be mounted on your machine one-to-one with your chuck. So we're talking lathes here. How do you do it? Let's find out. I'm Carl with MachLabs, and we're going to show you how simple it is to connect this to the M31. I'm going to go ahead and power my M31 off to make sure I don't blow anything up. And on this, on the back of it, it's very nice. It shows the signal wires. So you can see pin 9, and it shows the actual different labels. So we're going to go ahead. I actually already have it labeled, but pin 9 is B minus or B naught. If you notice on the M31, B negative and B with a slash over it, they're the same thing. And then there's B plus, and B plus does match. There's plus 5 volts. Here it's just 5 volts. So really, we're going to be wiring it into the spindle connector, but I just wanted to explain A with the line on top of it again is A plus, sorry, is A minus, and then the A there, it doesn't even have anything, so that's going to be A plus, etc. So we're just going to go ahead. I already have all of this labeled for this encoder. We're just going to wire it up. We're going to start from our 0 volts. So there's a lot of wires here, but if I can find my 0 volts right here, and again, this is just based on the labeling of this ribbon cable that we made. So 0 volts, I'm going to unscrew the terminal here, and we're going to screw in my 0 volt into 0V on the M31. And then we're going to look for 5 volts. Again, there's a lot of wires. Your encoder may not have this many. What's the main difference? Well, it could just have A and B and 5 volts in ground. And the main challenge that you have with that is electrical noise. If you have something with A plus and A minus, you can get a lot more reliability, and you're not going to have just random flickering, or your threads aren't going to just randomly get messed up because there was too much, your spindle was going too hard and it created too much electrical noise. So our recommendation would always be to have a full, it's called differential encoder input, so that you know you're never losing pulses. You know exactly where that chuck is. So A goes to A plus, A minus right here is going to go to A minus. There's also many encoders may not have an index pulse, but to be able to thread, I would say most encoders do. Some people may not wire up the index pulse. To be able to thread, you definitely need your Z or your I. And why are they often, they're constantly changing in terms of what different people call them. Or I guess I see them Z and I everywhere. But I'm going to go ahead and connect my B just like that. And now I'm looking for B minus. We're getting down to the line here. We only have 2 more. I know it's a lot of wires, but when you're cutting threads, you want it to turn out, you want your thread to actually work. And Z and I, so there again is the confusion. We have I and Z are the same, so we're just going to make sure the plus and minuses are matched up. Why is that important? What is an index pulse? What does that Z signal do? That is what actually tells your chuck where the start of the thread is. That's why it's so crucial to know, to have your eye. It needs to know how to make sure the threads line up if you're doing multiple passes or cutting a unique profile on a thread, which is all possible in Mach Pro with the M31. But that's what your eye is, to make sure that it knows where your index is. And then these signals tell how fast the actual spindle is going or your encoder is going. And this just provides power. Let's go ahead and power it up. And I'm just going to plug in the power. And unlike your I/O, we're not going to see much on this screen. You can see your power and your CPU here. But let's go ahead and look over at Mach Pro. And I'm going to go ahead and enable, and I'm going to turn this encoder and look underneath my true speed right here, right underneath my spindle. I have spindle feedback coming in. So I'm rotating it. So you can see in the camera here, I'm rotating this encoder and that is coming in. So you can use this for RPM feedback. That's how it's defined by default for Mach Pro. You could also use this for any other high-speed encoder input on the M31. But as I'm turning it, you can see the RPM going up and down just like that. So that is how simple it is to wire an encoder to your M31. Thanks so much for watching.